You ever notice how things that should disturb you don't anymore? Not because they got better, but because you got used to them. And the strangest part, you didn't feel it happening. A few years ago, something like the Epstein files would have stopped people in their tracks, not for a moment, for weeks. You wouldn't be able to ignore it. Now, you see it, you process it. Maybe you feel something for a second, and then you scroll, like your brain quietly decided not worth it. And that decision? You didn't make it, it just happened. But here's what doesn't make sense. If something is truly disturbing, why does it lose its weight the more you see it? Shouldn't it feel worse, heavier, harder to ignore? Instead, it fades. You've seen things online that a past version of you wouldn't have watched for more than 2 seconds. Now, you might sit through the whole thing, maybe even with popcorn. Not because you wanted to change, but because something in you already did. And once something becomes familiar, your brain stops treating it like a threat, not because it's safe, but because it's known. That's the shift. And it doesn't feel like a moment. It feels like nothing, which is exactly why it's dangerous. Because this isn't just about what you see. It's about what your mind quietly decides is worth reacting to and what isn't. At first, then it reacts to everything. Then it starts filtering, dulling, not to help you understand, but to help you survive. And slowly, the volume drops. Not on reality, but on you. There's a name for this, but by the time you hear it, it's already been happening. Psychologists call it habituation. And when it goes deeper, emotional numbing, it's not that you stop feeling, but your feelings get quieter. And here's the part no one likes to admit. When your reaction disappears, your sense of this is wrong starts disappearing with it. That line, it doesn't stay fixed. It moves slowly, quietly, without asking you. And you know what? You didn't just get used to it. You allowed it, not consciously. But every time you kept watching, every time you didn't look away, every time you scrolled instead of stopping, you taught your brain, this is normal. Think about that. Because if your brain can normalize something disturbing, the limit isn't out there in the world. It's inside you, and it moves. And the scariest part? You won't notice it moving. You'll just wake up one day and realize things don't feel the way they used to. But here's the part most people miss. That small moment of discomfort you still feel. That hesitation, like that quiet voice that says, this isn't okay. That's not weakness. That's awareness. And if you can still feel that, the line isn't gone. It's just buried. So maybe the goal isn't to avoid everything. That's impossible. Maybe it's simpler. Don't let repetition decide what feels normal to you. Notice when something stops affecting you. And ask why. Because the scariest part isn't what you saw. It's what you stopped feeling. Nothing becomes normal faster than something you see every day. So be careful, because you don't notice it changing you until it already has.
That's all, folks.